It's your last time? You sure? Last time.
Tuck it in when I need to put my hand.
Rolling, sound speeding, rolling, rolling. Remember, all phones off on vibrate, please, and here we go. And 5, 4, 3, 2.
What's up? What's up? It's your girl Donna LJ,
And it's your girl Tay Digger.
and you're tuned into
Indie
Indie
High
High Radio. Woo
Radio.
woo.
What's up, y'all?
What's up, everybody?
We are back with another episode.
Yes.
So happy to be here.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all proud of us? Or no?
Okay, because it's a little, we stepping it up. You know what I mean?
Right.
Stepping up just a little bit. So yes, we have another great interview, and we're gonna keep these great interviews coming for season 5. So be prepared for that. But yes, we do have a lot of great things going on. As we always say, make sure you go to our one-stop shop,
Yes, sir.
indiehighradio.com. Please subscribe on our YouTube,
Yes.
which is just Indie High Radio, normal spelling, spaced out. We appreciate the support. We can only
Absolutely.
do better with your help. So thank you so much for
We
your
appreciate
support.
you so
You guys
much.
are so amazing. Thank you to Loose and Playback Sounds for the studios.
Big ups, big ups. Yes.
Make
Thank
sure
you
to
so
hit
much.
Playback Sounds for all your production needs.
Woo woo.
We have a great show here today. And I'm excited about our show for today because we're going to get into the future of pretty much the country, the
now,
world.
right.
We're pretty much here, but we're going to get into the
Into the
future
tech
of the
world.
tech world. And I'm so excited to go into the show
Yeah,
today
to
because
tap
that's my
in.
field. That's what I love to do.
Yeah, I'm excited to tap in as well.
Yes.
So go ahead and introduce yourself, sir, so the people can know and get to know you.
Good morning, good afternoon, good night, whenever you're seeing this.
All right.
My name is Shaquille
Whatever
John.
you got going on.
I'm a software engineer based out in New York City. I'm a digital nomad, so I go everywhere. But my home base is New York City.
Got you.
Yeah, I'm currently working for a dog food company. I'm not gonna say their name; they don't get a free job.
Period.
But yeah, about working with them, working with myself, enjoying life.
Period.
I love that.
I love it.
I love that.
But that's the beauty of tech,
Yes.
You can be wherever, go wherever, and still, tap into your talents and tap into the tech world. So, and I know it's a growing, ever growing. It's never gonna
Industry.
stop.
Mhm.
It's never gonna stop because tech is always here
Right.
to stay. What made you get into tech? How did you tap into that?
So back in the days when we actually did, the keyboard typing classes and stuff.
Oh man, don't let them know how old we are.
Yeah, they don't even care about
Like,
that.
hold on.
It doesn't make sense. They went backwards. But I don't know, since I was young, I always enjoyed computers. I always wanted to know how they work. Like, the big back Macs with the
Right.
different
Mhm.
colors.
Oh, yeah.
Like playing different games on that, seeing what the teachers are doing, like getting into their passwords, just figuring out how they know what they do. Just
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
mess with things. I was always interested into it. So I don't know, tech always spoke to me. So it was something
Okay.
I've always wanted to get into, but it was a lot harder
Oh, for sure.
back then because it
No.
wasn't as easy as it is
Right.
now.
Not
So,
as a lot of advanced
yeah.
features, right?
Let's go back to MySpace where we had to.
Black Planet.
Ooh wee.
That was some real coding.
Ooh-wee.
That's when you had to know how to
You
code
had
to
know how
network.
to code in order
And
to
we were
get-
like
get your
10, 11 years
page.
old.
Figure it out.
Okay. But yes, I love that because it's just like, like I said, our generation, we did have to like do so
Right.
much of that back then involuntarily. It wasn't like we
There
wanted
was
to get
so
on there
many
and have to do
sites.
all that, but it just technology wasn't as advanced then.
Right. Right.
Like now it's like everything is
It's
all
just
the hard
at your
work is done and you get
fingertips,
to just choose what preferences you
Right.
like. So that's
exactly. Templates are made
for you, right?
So,
to
yeah.
just choose from to make it easier.
We didn't
So
have that privilege.
Yeah, what is it, the MySpace and the Tumblr? That
Oh
was,
yes, Tumblr.
Yeah.
I was literally
Oh
thinking
my
about that. Tumblr.
gosh.
Ooh, that used to be
Ooh.
my.
you had to create everything yourself.
Okay. Well, I had made a song for my MySpace page.
Oh,
My whole
absolutely.
little, you have entered Donna's MySpace page. I have a little harmonies in there. It was crazy. But anyway, back to the point.
If you know Donna, you know that's absolutely true.
It's very much true. But with that being said, you know, I know even for me, like I would say growing up, even with doing all the social media coding and stuff, like in my mind, when I would think of like engineering and software engineering and those types of things, to me it just seemed like such a far-fetched,
Mhm.
like unrealistic goal career-wise for me, just because it was just so unfamiliar. Like
Mhm.
I'm good at talking, I'm not shy, I'm good at this and that, but it was like I loved computers, I loved that, but it was just like that was just like for that as a career just so far-fetched. So
Right.
for you, you know, growing up in this day and age and, you know, wanting to go into it, how were you able to kind of take that want and make it a reality? Like, did you like major in it at school or did you major in something else and then did it afterwards, or how did that come about?
Okay, so I did a lot of looping around trying to
I
figure it
love
out
it.
because I was into production,
Okay.
photography, videography.
Come on, creative.
But
Okay.
yeah, I was creative by nature, so it was like, but I wanted something I didn't need to rely on people. 'Cause
Right.
getting into music production, you need people.
Other people,
Mhm.
right.
Coding not so much. So I was like, I could
Kinda in the
mess around. I
background.
could take down a website, see how they do their things, and just poke around and see. So
Mhm.
Yeah.
there was, what was it? YouTube came around 2005. So
Oh wow, really?
So similar.
yeah. So 2005. Going online looking for things,
Mhm.
reading books. I think when I started getting into it, like JavaScript was terrible. It's,
Oh,
it's a lot better
JavaScript.
now, but did you curse here?
Yes.
Oh,
You know what's so funny? Every single guest we have on
Ass.
the last guest we had on
Can
just
I?
a couple weeks ago, they're like,
Can
"Can I
I?
curse?" And they're like, "Yes, free country. Go ahead."
Oh, it's kind of
Yes.
check,
Just talk.
But yeah,
I put
JavaScript
explicit
is
for all our audio. You're good.
oh
Go ahead.
beautiful. Yeah, but yeah, JavaScript was ass. It was terrible back then.
Mhm.
You had Flash. I don't know if you remember those Flash games.
Mhm.
Getting into it is very difficult. You had to
Mhm.
get different software
Mhm.
called like Dreamweaver. You had to
Oh, I remember Dreamweaver.
Oh,
Oh my
we.
you had to do a
goodness.
lot of you had to do a lot of jumping through hoops. But over time, I just figured it out. I was like, okay, I'm gonna start from the basis. You need HTML, you need
Mhm.
CSS. You can figure it out. There's a book for it. You can find, LimeWires and things. I could download
Ooh,
stuff.
LimeWire.
Ooh,
Sheesh.
Yeah, dropping all the old
Okay.
stuff.
Good
Period.
God.
um, what was it? When I was in middle school and high
LimeWire.
school, I had teachers that actually listened. So
Mhm.
they'll
Mhm.
put me on. They'll give me
Kind of
like
help you out a little bit.
magazines
That's
that
good.
had
That's good.
stuff.
Mhm.
So a lot of conversation around that. It was just looking at the web technology stuff and then going with JavaScript, learning different frameworks, and then let's see, I went to school for it.
Mhm.
While in school, I realized, damn, I'm not as smart as I think I am. Like,
Man.
I don't know, I went to this one class. It wasn't even a class. I went to a club, and I just sat back there, and
Just
they were
going
just
at it.
saying shit. I was like,
The verbiage is
I was
wild.
like, yeah,
It's like another language.
It
Literally.
is. It really
Literally.
is. It
uh-huh.
really is.
Yeah, of course. Sitting like, what the fuck is he talking about?
Right.
Like, but yeah, I was like, okay, that was intimidating, but I know exactly what to do, what course to take.
Mhm.
Realize there's certain languages I don't like, some I do like,
Right.
and then I was like, no, I can figure this out on my own. Why am I paying $50,000 for this? And yeah, I didn't like my professors anyway, so I'm like, I'll figure this out on my own. I knew enough
Uh-huh.
To kind of
do
maneuver
something,
after
so
that. Yeah.
went on Indeed, found some internships. It was basically slavery, but found some internships that were
Man,
for
internships.
free, but I negotiated that they'll pay for my travel because it was in New Jersey, so I would go
Mhm.
there every single day. They gave me $150 a stipend just for the travel, not even for food, but whatever. I was able to work on an actual website, so that was
Okay.
enough
Okay.
insights.
Right.
Learn some new technologies like Python, and it's like,
Nice.
oh, okay, they work together. Cool.
Mhm.
Oh, I don't need to just know this one thing.
Right.
All right. Let me just work on my own projects using the technologies that they use. There's somebody there that I can speak to. there's a lot of networking. That's the best
Yeah.
way to put it. A lot of
Man,
networking,
that's
trying to figure
that's
out.
the tech
Mm,
world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta sometimes you do have to teach yourself.
Yeah.
'Cause
Mm-hmm.
it's better coming from, I guess, your own way of learning versus sitting there and listening to someone else.
Yep.
So that's completely understandable.
And then I went out doing a lot on my own,
Hmm.
watching a lot of tutorials,
Yeah.
buying books, sitting in Barnes and Noble. Um,
Doing your own
Yeah.
research.
I love that, but let's
Yeah.
speak about that
Yeah,
because that's important.
yeah.
Mhm.
And this is the thing, like
Yeah,
even
just-
if you're not a techie, it's still important to just know some basic things because
right.
regardless, that's where we're headed. Like
Yeah.
we're heading into really an AI world
Mhm.
where that's you can really speak anything you want into existence. Like, hey,
Mhm.
what is this? I need you to plan this whole thing out for me, like Chat
Yeah.
GPT and all that
right,
stuff.
Right.
We're
Everything's
kind of
digital.
yeah, everything is digital, so it's good to just and that's why I wanted to speak back on also just being intimidated by that world
Yeah.
outside looking in, but then how you were able to that's why I said I wanted to pause there because go learn. You know what I
Yep.
mean? Like go to the library, go like you said Barnes and Nobles, like do what you can that's free.
Right.
On your own. That all it takes is just sacrificing a little time and consistency,
Mhm.
but you can literally advance yourself and you don't have to anything that intimidates you, go learn about it.
Right.
That way you're breaking that fear, you're breaking that intimidation, and then you can feel confident about it. I always tell myself, don't complain about anything unless you have a plan of action to change it.
Right.
That's my rule to myself.
Yeah.
So I like that you took initiative and you said, you know what, I'm gonna learn this on my own. Like I see how they're doing this, but let me see what
Right.
else I can do
Right.
right here. So I love that. So when you got like say your first good paying gig, what was that like compared to like all the things you went through,
right,
especially
the
the things you did on your
internships,
own?
yeah.
And right, you said like
Yeah, to
the
jump
slavery
into hoops.
internship.
Honestly, it was a lot. It was very different, very different. Not even just the pay aspect. It's like
Mhm.
it was just
The
the
work.
process, the
Mhm.
people. Because I feel, because like before even getting a job, I would, you said it's all about sacrifices. I stopped playing games. Like I will not play a game until I get into my field. So
Mm.
took 5 years. I don't play games anymore. Like,
Yeah.
Right.
yeah, it's like
Mhm.
so it's like just the thought process, what I want to learn, how I did things. Now I have to listen to somebody tell me to learn and tell me how to do things. But I don't know, it's just my first job wasn't really the best.
No, that's what I'm saying for
experience.
good paying
Yeah.
or decent paying.
Yeah, it paid, but it wasn't.
The experience was
Yeah, it wasn't really
mhm.
like no shots to the manager. It was. I'm thankful that I got the opportunity,
Right.
but at the same time, it's like I didn't feel like I necessarily would grow. Like,
Mm.
yeah, like if you don't grow unless you feel uncomfortable. But I didn't feel uncomfortable because I didn't know what I was doing. I felt a little uncomfortable because I felt I was doing it right, and they're telling me to do it the wrong
The
way.
wrong
So I'm just
Ooh,
like,
okay.
I'm not trying to be
Yeah.
arrogant, but
Yeah.
just read the documents. And
Right.
the documents weren't saying what they were saying to me. So,
Mhm.
Wasn't that?
yeah,
matching up.
I don't know. This ain't it.
And then they
But,
probably
Yeah.
didn't want to hear nothing,
Right.
from you being the
yeah,
new
'cause I'm
guy.
the under.
Like,
So I'm just like,
Right.
you know
you
what?
don't know what you're talking about.
Whatever, just pay me.
Right.
I don't care.
I'll just do
But-
what you ask
Yeah,
at this point.
pretty much. And then COVID came around, so I was out the door.
Okay.
Mhm.
Got the boot, but I didn't mind. That was a good experience. Like, it made me realize that I'm actually on the right path. I
Mhm.
can
Mhm.
just keep pushing forward, doing my own thing until I get that, big break. And
Mhm.
it always come around. Once you got somebody's name on the resume, like you're
Oh,
gonna get a
you're
job.
You're gonna
golden.
get it.
Yeah.
You're
You're
golden
good to
after
go.
that.
Pretty much all I needed.
So we talked about traveling with
Mm.
Tech. So I know we discussed you being in Germany and
Mm.
going all these other places. Please explain, like, lay it out for us. Like, how can someone get into tech and be able to travel the world?
Okay, so the job I currently work for, no name, but it's a dog food company. Very good, very, very good company. I
Okay.
really appreciate it because after COVID, or everyone's coming out of COVID, they decided to go fully remote. So
Oh, beautiful.
very beautiful. So it's like there's no office, no one's expecting me to be somewhere. So I can work on my not my own time. Like you still need to speak to people
course.
between a
Right,
certain
they have
time.
meetings and
Yeah, but I can work on my own time when I feel like it.
Mhm.
So there's not too much like rules around where you necessarily have to be. As long as you're in the country doing your work, you're fine. But I know I like to move around and take my computer. I go out in nature, just different
Right.
cities, in Atlanta right now. Like just get a different vibe. I feel I do the most work. I get the most out of my work,
Mhm.
and they're not mad
Different
about it
environment. Mhm.
because I'm